Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to correctly cut a mango up into cubes, or at least one of the ways to do it, one of the most efficient ways. This is a beautiful Valencia mango, which is a hybrid variety developed in Florida many years ago. It's one of the largest mangoes you can find, and this was picked from a tree of a friend of ours not far from where we live. And he does not like mangoes, so we get a few buckets of mangoes every year. This is one of them. So this is the way I like to do it. This has been in the fridge. It was ripened outside on the countertop near a window on a piece of newspaper, turning it every day. These were reasonably green when they came off the tree. They did have some ripening visual to them, but they certainly didn't look yellow like this. But after just 3 to 5 days, usually sometimes 7 days, they'll ripen up beautifully. And when you touch them and they're just slightly soft, there's a slight give to them, then you know they're ready to eat. Some people like them a little greener, which will produce a slightly more sour taste. If you wait a little longer, they'll become extremely sweet. So a mango has got a giant pip inside it, or a seed, some people call it. And the seed is usually very flat with most mangoes, and it runs fore and aft like that on the fruit. So it runs all the way from the front to the back almost, and it's very narrow this way. So the trick here, or the aim here, is to slice the mango so that you take off what are called these two cheeks. Each side is called a cheek. So the idea is to slice those cheeks off, which will get 90% of the mango fruit off the seed. And then I'll show you how we get the fruit out of the skin once we've got the cheek off. So, and I keep them in the fridge the last couple of days just so that they don't ripen too much, and so that they're nice and chilled when I'm ready to have them. And this is going to be cut up and put into my yogurt muesli breakfast. So I've got a thin blade knife here. You can use one that has a slightly longer blade, but this is one of my favorite knives, and it's extremely sharp, which is what you want, and it cuts it beautifully. So I'm going to go down here almost just to the side of where the stalk was connected, and you can feel the knife running along the side of the seed as you do this. And then I just do that. And again, I'm feeling the blade going next to the side of the pip. And there's the pip right there. See that hard thing right in there? So you can see how I've been feeling the blade as it came down, and I was rubbing it almost along the edge of the pip, and that way you get most of the fruit off. All right, so we'll set that aside for a minute. So now you have this beautiful cheek of mango, and the trick is, how do you get it out of here? Well, this is the way we do it. And this is the way that I was taught by my family in Guatemala. So we just make a series of cuts about 1/2 inch wide, and I'm pushing down through the fruit, but the skin has got a slightly different resistance. So you can, with a bit of practice, you can feel that resistance on the blade of the knife. And even with a sharp tip like this, you can set it up so that you don't go through the skin. Did you see that? We didn't go through the skin. So we do it that way, and then we do it the other way, perpendicular to the first row of cuts. Just like that. Now you have the fruit in all these cubes. And of course, the simple way to get it out is to simply hold the mango with your thumb on each side, put your fingers under the bottom like that, and then you just push it out like that. And now you have all the beautiful fruit exposed. Some people just eat it off the mango right like that, or you can take a spoon at this point and typically just break these pieces off like that and put them into your fruit bowl or whatever you're going to put them in. And mangoes, these Valencia mangoes, by the way, make beautiful jam or preserves, as some people call it. We've made mango ice cream, mango smoothies, mango muffins. There's just so many wonderful things, wonderful different types of food that one can create with this mango as your base. And it's really quite a simple process to get this off. Obviously you could speed this up if you wanted to, if you're in a more commercial environment, but this is just the way we do it here at home. And I'm going to just finish this off, and then I'll show you how we get the rest of the fruit off the pip. And a mango of this size, it's more than enough for 2 people, because there's really a lot of fruit that you're getting off here. Hang in there with me, we're getting there. I hate to waste good food, so I try to get as much off as I can. There we are. And you can even, if you want to, you can even scrape the rest of the fruit off this and add that to your mixture. But I'm just going to eat it. That is so good. All right, so now we've got the rest of the mango. So we're going to do the same thing here. Take our knife. I just run it down this one side, feeling the blade touching the seed most of the way. Going around the other side here. And there we go. Now, can you see how narrow the seed is for this particular variety? Some mangoes, the seed's slightly thicker than this. It'll bulge out more on each side. But generally, they're flat in this direction. So that's what you're trying to do. And then we would obviously just process this exactly the same way we did the other one. And when it comes to getting, there's still some good flesh on each side of the seed on these sides. So what I normally do is just cut into the skin right there. Run your blade down just below the surface of the skin so you don't waste any fruit, like that. So now you've got this fruit exposed, and then again, feeling where the blade is next to the seed, you just run it down the side there. And you can get most of the rest of the fruit off that way. If you want to, you can get really close to it. And there we go. We've got pretty much all the fruit off that seed. And then you can just cut this up and add it to your bowl. And that, my friends, is how we prepare mango for breakfast or anything else. Hope you enjoyed it. All the best.